Hello, my name is Stephanie Bowe, and I am Procedures and Bylaws Chairman for New Jersey PTA. Some of you may recognize my name because I've had conversations with you or emails, and I've certainly sent many of you bylaws over the past 2 years. This year at New Jersey PTA's convention on May 23rd, we will be proposing something sort of exciting. We are proposing that New Jersey's PTAs all have uniform bylaws. As we all know, things never stay the same. The only thing constant in our lives is change. And we at New Jersey PTA foresee this as a very good thing for our locals. So what do uniform bylaws mean for your PTA? They mean, number one, you'll no longer have to review and renew your bylaws. As you may know, right now, every 3 years, you have to go through the process of looking through your bylaws and see if there's anything you want to change, and then change it, then present those changes to your general membership, get them adopted by your general membership, send them to New Jersey PTA for approval, and there's the process as it currently stands. Over the years, there have been many changes to the bylaws. In other words, there used to be many more things, many more variables that you could change in them. Anymore, we only have 6 changes that you can actually make. Most of the language in your bylaws is fixed and set. You cannot change. There are currently only 6 items that you can change. Number one, your PTA's name, the council that you belong to, your address, and your identifying numbers, your EIN, your state identification number, your incorporation number, and your charity's registration number. The other items you can change, another item you can change is the date your general membership is adopted, must adopt your bylaws. Number 3, the amount you charge your members for dues. Number 4, the month in which you hold your officer elections. Number 5, the length of your officer terms and if they are staggered or elected in the same year. Number 6, the quorum you need for your general membership meetings. All these items will now be in your standing rules. So in the uniform bylaws that New Jersey PTA is proposing, we are going to have minimums in there. You must have, your officers can have 1 or 2 terms, 1 or 2 year terms. You must have a minimum of 3 general membership meetings. You must have a minimum of 10 meetings, 10 board of directors meetings for a school year. So anything you have over those minimums that we're stating in the bylaws, you will put those numbers in your standing rules. So along with those changes, we will have, of course, standing rules. If some of you don't already have them, we are going to give you a sample of standing rules or somewhat of a template that you can follow if you don't have standing rules. If you already have standing rules, you can by all means use them as they exist. There are a few items that we need you to add to them though. So why are we making this change? Number one, to take the renewal and the review and renewal process off of your plate every 3 years. We think that we feel that because there are so few things you can change in your bylaws now, it really doesn't make sense to have to renew them every 3 years. The other really good reason is that standing rules are a much more useful tool for your PTA. Bylaws, yes, they are a tool for your PTA, and yes, you have to abide by them. You cannot deviate from them. But standing rules, as I would like to describe, bylaws are an overview of how every PTA should run. But standing rules are a procedure book or a playbook for how your particular PTA runs. So when I mean that they're a very useful tool for your PTA, in other words, they will be a tool that somebody can, consider it this way: if all your board of directors were to leave tomorrow and abandon your PTA, and a whole new set of people came in that knew nothing about how your PTA is run, they could pick up your standing rules and see exactly how you did it last year. That's how I like to see standing rules. That's how detailed I would like to see standing rules be. Now, it's up to you totally whether you want to make your PTA's standing rules detailed or not. But for them to be a really, really useful tool for you, they should be sort of detailed. So they're very good for a PTA. Why? As I described here on the screen here, they should be considered an overall procedure book for your PTA. They also provide continuity for your PTA. In other words, from year to year, there's things on your PTA that I'm sure this has happened to you because it's happened to me on many PTAs. Well, what did we do last year? How did we handle that? Who decided what on this particular thing last year? And things like that aren't necessarily always written down, especially if you're not very good at keeping committee procedure books. And many times we've had to go back in like a treasurer's book, the financial records of the last year to see what was spent when and where and by whom. So they are a document where things like this would be written. So they'll provide continuity from year to year. Standing rules. Oh, another great thing about standing rules is they do not need to be submitted to New Jersey PTA for approval. You are going to create your standing rules. Your board of directors is going to get together and decide what your standing rules are going to be. You're going to definitely present them to your general membership for adoption, because they, in there, don't forget, we're putting your dues now in standing rules. They're no longer going to be in bylaws. So your members need to know those 6 things that are variable now in your bylaws. They need to be aware of those 6 things. They need to be aware if you're changing those things. The month that you're electing your officers, the terms of your officers, the dues amount, your quorum amount. Those are things that your general membership has to approve. And we, of course, like I said, you do not have to submit them to New Jersey PTA for approval, but New Jersey PTA does want you to send them to us, because we want to keep a record of them. We want to keep a copy on file for our purposes. If we ever needed to help you in any way, we would refer to your standing rules to see what you have written in them. So we don't need to approve them, but we do need you to send us a copy of them whenever you update. Now, this all might sound sort of daunting. We're getting rid of something, and many people are adverse to change, but change, don't look at it as a bad thing. We're changing things to make them better for you. So don't let standing rules frighten you. If you don't already have them, we are here to help you with them. And like I said, we're going to be sending out a sample and a sort of template that you can follow. We will be here to help you. At the end of this tutorial here, we will be going live that we can answer questions, and all along, I'm hoping, I should have mentioned this sooner, but to put things in the chat box, questions that you have, because we will be going live at the end of this. So and we're hoping that they definitely are passed, when uniform bylaws are passed on May 21st at Leadership Convention, New Jersey PTA will be here for you, answer questions regarding standing rules, assist with developing, creating your standing rules. And of course, we're going to be here. The office is always open all summer. And as you know, we are all volunteers, and volunteers never really are off duty. So yeah, we're here for you. Yeah, this is a slide just telling you that this is the way we used to do it, bake sales. And like I said, change is a good thing, right? Thank you.